worked. I'll just do my little check to make sure it did work. I'm still thawing out. I'll tell you something in a minute, a true story in a minute. I will tell you exactly what happened today. Let's just check. Yeah, we are live.
We are live.
Mother fluffers, we live.
And away we go.
Welcome. Yeah, that's what it's all about right there.
Yeah.
Let's just bob that on there where I can get a bit of access to it. And as you can see, by the mighty flexing Uncle John. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fucking show. Now then, I do apologise, straight out of the bat, because we put the show back by 30 minutes. This morning I wake up and I've got a message on my phone. And Uncle John, who's in touch with most things in the world, says, Fatty, because he knows me, Engin's going live an hour before us. Now, for anybody in the chat who doesn't know Engin is the most obsessed arm wrestler on earth. I mean, my son, if you go upstairs, has got like either a football duvet or maybe some kind of thing that he's into at Fortnite, Jurassic Park a few years ago. Engin never had that kind of duvet. On Engin's pillowcase, it says arm wrestling. That mother, he doesn't do anything else. Yeah. That's what he does. When he met his woman, this is true. When he met his woman, he liked her. And she arm wrestles. I mean, win.
What else can you ask for?
Winning.
Yeah.
So it's like, you want to get married 20 minutes after they met?
Yeah.
Absolute quality. I mean, fair play to the lad. It's a good look. If you can find a lass who's well into arm wrestling, why not?
Yeah, take it.
Anyway, enough of that bloody rubbish. Let me introduce who we got on the show, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to anybody who is here already. If you've come over from Engin's show, hope it was a cracker. But right now, we're about to blow that out of the water because I've got some serious individuals to introduce you to. First of all, he hails from Canada, the frozen north. Actually, Nova Scotia's not as cold, is it? What are we talking?
Not as cold, but still cold. I was just outside Holland Wood, so
what are we talking? 25 minutes outside? Do you turn into a woman?
Yeah, close. Yeah.
Yeah. Uncle John, and if you're not already a subscriber to Uncle John, get over there now. Uncle John's Arm Wrestling, where it all goes down. Got regular shows. He goes out live, I think, Wednesday night on his own after dark. He does Tuesday night with the beer man, Evan Burgoyne. If you've just come over from Engin's show, you'll have met the beer man. He's quite a character. They do a show Tuesday nights. This man never rests.
Never stops.
Never stops. Get over there. Get it sorted by yourself. He's also on the Queen's Secret Service, ladies and gentlemen.
It's true. Get your shirts now.
Yeah, after one visit to England. That happened, Meindert. We'll talk about that another day.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Secondly, for those guys who haven't caught up on their Arm Wars archive stuff, we're reintroducing the thing. Meindert Nentjes. Holland's finest is back in the mother fluffing house. That's right, ladies and gents. We're putting the band back together. One of the most entertaining arm wrestlers in the history of the sport. The thing, Meindert Nentjes.
Yeah. And here he is. Yeah.
It's been too long.
Yeah. It's been way too long. But like you said, we're getting the band back together. So for one, I'm happy. Really, really happy.
Now, let's just start right there because those guys that are in the chat will know. Uncle John's been relatively active relatively recently. We saw this guy come out and perform in the Arm Wars reality check. He was over here at the Arnold Classic UK at NEC Birmingham around September time. So he's been active. He's had a little bit of surgery, come back, and he's told me that you're getting back up where you need to be, aren't you, John? You're pretty much peaking again, that same level.
So it's been pretty shocking because at first I didn't think I actually had to turn you down the first time you asked me if I wanted a match because I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be ready. But honestly, within, I was pretty much down and out for about 4 weeks. And shortly after that, once I got back in the gym, just hanging and banging, kicking ass all over the place. It's perfect. It's perfect. My weight has come down. I'm right on the money for 198 pounds and just feel good, feel real good.
Now, when you came over for reality check, just for Maynard's benefit, you were pulling a bigger man. You were pulling Dave Bradford.
Yeah.
Dave knocking around the 95 kilo mark and dropped to that.
Right.
Come down in weight. Was that a little bit big for your sort of?
Well, it was. Yeah. So it was an interesting situation because, like, I was 320 pounds, right? Like, I'm not afraid to go against big guys, but I also don't have a ton of data about what I can do with bigger guys now because I'm just now at 200 pounds, right? Those were my first super matches at this new weight. Mm-hmm. So it ended up being David was just too strong, right? He was clearly had the 5% edge on me. So no matter what I did, it was a very, very long day. So that plays into a lot of things for me about how I've been training, how I've changed my training, where I'm going with things, my confidence level. But I'm so excited for this match. I think this match is going to be 2 to 18 times better than my last showing at Arm Wars. And I think a big part of that is actually Meindert.
Well, Meindert, let's come to you next, mate. From a weight perspective, this is your absolute wheelhouse, isn't it? Anywhere from sort of 85 to 92 kilos is pretty much where we've seen you in the past. Where you sat at now, mate? Tell us about the recent outings of Meindert the Thing Nentjes.
My weight at the moment is like 86, maybe 87 kilos. So it's like 190, 195 pounds or so.
Yeah.
And that's where I need to be. That's where I'm the strongest, the best version of myself. There I have my endurance, my strength, and that's where I love to be. Recently, the arm wrestling, everything is a little bit taken down, also worldwide, but also in the Netherlands. We're in a new lockdown now. So my last tournament was like October, I think. It was Nationals. That went well. And I won. Right? I won the overalls with just 86 kg of body weight. So really happy with that. And for so forth, did a couple of tournaments last year, but really no super matches or whatso. So really looking forward to do this and seeing some footage of John. And I think we can make a banger.
Well, I mean, first of all, let's just talk about the Netherlands in lockdown. Number one, I'm surprised that you're still arm wrestling because don't know whether you know, but here in the UK, everybody did other stuff. It's like, okay, arm wrestling's shut down. What are we going to do? There's a bike shop, okay, push bike, pedal bike, down the road from me. Buy a bike, it's called, right?
Yeah.
We're in there just after we come out of COVID, no bikes. I'm like, what? So I go to another bike shop, different kind of bikes. They do trials bicycles. This place is called Tarty Bikes. Believe it or not, it's true. Look it up, Tarty Bikes. It's like a specialist for like trials bicycles. Go to Tarty Bikes, no bikes. Everybody's gone out and bought a bike now. You look outside where I live, Meindert, I shitteth thee not. We are talking hills and valleys, son.
Yeah.
So a guy like myself who's rocking the side tits, you can say, I'll tell you what, Neil, why don't you go out and get on your bike? And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. So I'll go outside, 25 minutes. I'll be climbing up a hill on my bike, blowing like hell.
Yeah.
25 minutes after that, I come back to my house. I'm like, no, we'll see that bike again.
Yeah, fuck
where
that.
You live?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I bet the bike shops are ridiculous. You come outside, shall we go for another bike ride? It's flat as everywhere's flat.
Yeah, if I stand in the north of Holland, I can see the south. Flat.
Flat as hell. I mean, you go to a bar, people get bonged up in a bar in Holland, and you go over and talk to them about flat Earth, and they're like, "Man, see that could be a thing." Yeah, no doubt, because I can see
true story.
Not a problem. If it's going to sell anywhere, that's where it's going to sell. Yeah, it's ace. So I'm surprised there's any arm wrestling, but it's cracking off again now. Is it? You're getting a little bit of pulling again.
Yeah. We can do some pulling at our gym. That's not a problem. A lot of commercial gyms are closed. Tournaments are canceled, but maybe we can open up by the end of this month, so we can plan new stuff. And for all the other things, everything I see that is heavy, I lift it. That's also a sort of training. So if I walk with my dog is strong as fuck, like an American Staffordshire, and he's my training partner for sometimes. He pulling with a rope, lifting him, that's also arm wrestling training. So I'm ready all year.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
In Canada, similar thing now. Are you back in serious lockdown, or are you out pulling again?
No. So basically, when I had my surgery, they were pulling, and the week that I felt I was ready to get back on the table, it went back into no practice again. So really, since Arm Wars at the end of September, I've had like 2 guys that have come over to my house just one-on-one. And then I've been to 1 practice where we have limited numbers of people. So a lot of my training for this is very gym based. I got the home gym, so I'm very lucky in that, but it's been a lot of lifting, a lot of very specific, really focused a lot of my time on that. Got together with the Latvians a little bit to change up what I was doing. So that's, it's just the situation, and we're both in the same situation. So I don't think it's going to matter too much in the match.
Do you have other outdoor pursuits that you do in Canada, man? Like, I know there's a lot of stuff you can do there, apart from the cold.
Yeah.
Life hard. What do you do? Do you go outside and do other outdoor pursuits at all? Like, chopping wood?
No. Like I don't do anything. I sit in my house and I train in the morning, and then I make videos or do live streams, and then I train again in the afternoon. And then, sometimes I eat, and then I'll train more. And, this is really, honestly, like, every time I have a match coming up, I think I can't train any harder. Like before the Bradford match, before Arm Wars, I was like, I can't really train any harder. And wouldn't you know it, I'm training almost twice as hard as I was, before the Bradford match. So for me, it's been a lot about just pushing myself past what I always thought was the peak of what I could do. And I haven't found the end yet. So I'm just going to keep going until I find the end.
I used to have a theory, right? That with the colder the climate that you lived in, the more you train. Number one, just to stay warm and not die.
Yeah.
But you always used to see places like Iceland. And now you see it with CrossFit, and they're turning out CrossFitters from Iceland like a mother, particularly the women. Mm-hmm. Tons of amazing women, CrossFitters over there, and strong men. You know what I mean? Everybody, it's like you go to Iceland and it's like a cultural thing. Everybody's into strongman. You can understand why. What shall we do? Shag or lift shit? Yeah. Both good options. Yeah. In my world.
Sure.
Now, yeah. I've always thought that if I went to Canada, I would probably be like outdoorsman 101 because I like fishing.
Yeah.
If I was in any kind of area in Canada where it wasn't frigging freezing, I would definitely get out and do a bit of fishing. I went to Canada, right? Pike fishing.
Yeah.
So, but I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Not even, I've been pike fishing in Sweden and places like that, but over there it's in the summer months.
Yeah.
It was my first visit to Canada really doing anything other than in a place. So I've gone over there, and I've gone over in what I consider to be in England, like a cult. No.
What month was it?
Canada, you need an entirely different level of garment. We're not, because they do cold. Well, I thought I did cold, but no. And everybody's hard as nails. You get the guy that's on the pike boat. He's like, I show up in my what I think's a coat, and he's like, you might need a better coat than that. And I'm like, trying to act hard. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Be about me, son. So we set off. We got on the boat. We go out about an hour in, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's pretty cold, but I'm not going to show it. Bit concerned that we're going to be out here for about 7 hours, and the wind's batting across this, and the friggin' lake's massive, big wind, and we're going out, and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, it's cold. Anyway, we go out there, and then I got to that level of cold, like, where you get, I grade cold, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's like cold where it's like just mild discomfort, and then there's cold when you can't feel your hands or use your hands in any way, and then there's like loss of essential faculties cold, where you lose the power of speech. And then one layer down, and I know because I was on that lake in Canada, layer down from the loss of faculties cold is Bell's palsy cold. Well, where one side of your face ceases to work and you slobber a bit, you're like, and it combines with loss of essential faculties cold. This guy in the boat would be asking me questions, and he must have been a bit concerned because when he asked me something, I'd lost the power of speech and I'd Bell's palsy cold. I'd turn around and be like, where do you want to go? Shall we try this bay? And I'd be like, I couldn't speak for shit. So for the last 4 hours, I couldn't say a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Every time he said anything, and I'm still trying to act hard. He's saying, "You know, you're a bit cold there. We can go in, get it." And I'm like, fucking face didn't work. That side of my face, it froze up. I was like, oh mate.
Did you catch?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's massive fit. You have big pike. If you want to go catch pike over there, brilliant place. I mean, the frigging thing was like 50 centimeters, massive. You know, big pike, meter long stuff. You know, we're getting and a good few of them. It's just on all the pictures. I look like I've had a stroke. It's like you're looking down the path. You know, and they're like, "How do you find? Did you enjoy it? It was great."
Yeah.
Mate, never ever again. Yeah. So the next time I go out there, if I go there again, I will full on go with more gear than Amundsen went to the friggin' Antarctic in. If I was going up Everest, that's the kind of shit that you need to take if you're going pike fishing in Canada.
It's another public service information bulletin.
Good info.
Yeah.
So I go, mate. Yep. Yeah. I went to Ottawa Worlds, 1993, John.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Who are you hanging out with?
Well, number one, I had it was like Ivan Drago in Rocky once had the old like frosting in his hair and that.
Oh yeah.
I had the Dolph Lundgren frosting Maynard. Yeah, I know you're embarrassed that you ever know me now.
Yeah.
Now, I got off the plane and it was frigging cold, dude. So again, but I'm like expecting it then, so I'm okay. I've got a pretty decent bit of kit on. But you know when it's cold and you feel the like liquid on your eyes is freezing, you're blinking like hell, you know. But when we got over there, we were in the Marriott Hotel. I figured I'm going to go for a walk round, and I came out and it was the wind that was really cold there, you know. So we set off to go on, and I had a short haircut, and my ears were dead for 4 days. Couldn't feel my ears. I knew they were there. I could hang glasses on them. But
are they here?
I'll tell you what, completely lost feeling in my ears. A couple of days. Bad experience. Yeah, you know. But Canada, lovely place.
Wild place.
Yeah.
So the Iron House event.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty. I mean, you've had your first experience of Arm Wars, John.
Yeah. Did you tell Meindert yet that we're sharing a double bed?
I haven't. You don't know. Now. That was it.
Wow.
Right.
Oh, you better. Oh, you better be ready, John.
We're gonna get real close.
Yeah.
Real close.
Yeah.
But joking aside, this is a unique format because the last time that Meindert pulled it on, and Meindert has done so many Arm Wars, it's immoral. You were main staple of this thing for what, 10 years? Probably. Yeah. 10 of them. You did it for 14 and a half, 15 years, and I think probably 10 of them you were there.
Yeah.
So, and if you want to see a lot of Meindert, get over to the Arm Wars archive. There's probably even a playlist set up on him. He pulled so many amazing matches, so many incredible bangers. It was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, the format now is going to be very different in that respect, because in the Iron House, it's almost like the Ultimate Fighter. This is not going to be like a public show. There's no audience.
Yeah.
There's no crowd. This is just you guys.
I've been thinking about that a lot, actually, because, you know, the way Meindert and I operate, I'm not even going to say not the way we pull, but the way, you know, we are as humans. And Meindert, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feed off of, you know, if I give something to the audience and they give me something back, that's like the best thing in the world. So I have been thinking a lot about how to maintain and get my body and my homeostasis to where it needs to be without that.
I mean, I think that, you know, when you came over the first time and you said that the mental side of things was big and you had to wrap your head around the whole Arm Wars experience.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's much more prominent this time. I think that's going to be a real, a lot of guys, a real factor.
That's also the beauty of this format, because It doesn't matter if you're fast or strong or versatile or whatsoever. As long as you can, if you can't keep your head around it and you win the first pin, but the other dude is so confident and gets in your head, you're done. And it doesn't matter if you're stronger, better, more endurance, just you're done. And that's the beauty of this sport, because you have 6 rounds to figure everything out, to work on your opponent, and to get the mental side of it. Beauty.
Now, we got a couple of super chats that just popped in there, and I think one of them from an arm wrestler a lot of people will know. We got Chance Shaw in the chat, and this is quite an interesting one because I'm interested to see how the sort of popularity stakes thing goes and where everybody thinks this is going to be. So Chance Shaw's in there, and he's put, "What's up, guys? I'm back in the Arm Wrestling Uncensored bully on this one." So
that's me. He's
going with Uncle John. White Wolf is in the super chat. "Thanks for your super chat, mate." And he's put, "As a Canadian, I'd wager the mate was stripped down to a t-shirt, mate. Yeah, he just pulled his bikini off. They were all right over there, but I'll tell you what, oh, keep cold, mate. I tell you, immoral. I'll never do it again in my life." But White Wolf, thanks for your super chat, dude. Good to see you there. We also got, let's have a look who we got in there. I thought I saw James Statham in that chat a minute ago as well.
Yeah, I think he was right.
Sorry, Jason Statham.
Jason,
I'm slipping there. You want to hear something funny? You know, we were talking about the sort of English sense of humor thing before we came on. Well, obviously it's all about taking the piss out of people. So the other day we were on the phone and I throw in a purposeful Jason because it winds him up. And he says, "It's getting pretty good there. Sometimes I'm not even sure whether you are really remembering my name now." So I've come up with a new thing. I hope he's not in the chat now because he can hear this. But I've come up with a new thing, which I think's awesome. I was speaking to a mate of mine the other day and he was talking to me about memory testing and stuff, right? And he says, "You know what I used to do? I used to just get up in the morning, I'd repeat this thing." And it was a random thing, work related. He said, "I'd just repeat this thing 30 times every morning before I brushed my teeth. 30 times, repeat it. It'll go in the grey box." And he said, "You will never need that again. It'll be there. Autopilot." And I'm thinking, I wonder if that works with, I could train myself to always call him Jason forever. And how bad would that rag him? I may try that.
I love it.
Quite good, isn't it? So on the way up to the Iron House, maybe you should do the same, guys.
Maybe.
It's possible, you know. Stranger things have happened. They really
I don't mind it.
So it could happen. We also got Jamie Sheldon. I know he's in there as well.
Oh, Mr. Sheldon.
Mr. Sheldon is in there. So, guy, I'd like to get on Arm Wars as well. I would love that. I'd love to get Mr. Natfit over and see how it goes. And I'm just checking back to see if Jason is in the chat. Let's have a quick look. Now, before we get onto the next element, on the next topic, I just wanted to sort of give a little bit more history. Obviously, John, left-hand specialist, 101. Although you pulled on the right arm and you got a pretty solid right, we saw that in action, and that'll be coming out very soon, possibly even next week, you know.
The right arm or the left arm?
I think your right arm match is next week's show on Arm Wars. Remember, guys,
if you're not already subscribed to the new Arm Wars channel, what the are you thinking?
Get over there and sub, because it is the wizard's titties. Now then, you are, however, a left-hand specialist. Meindert, left or right? Which is your chosen arrow?
Left, definitely.
And this is how we ended up where we've ended.
Yeah.
Because that's the same for David Bradford. Same situation, not by accident. So we're looking to throw you guys into a little battleground scenario this time. So it's not just you two. We're going to spice it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But you two are going to meet first. So you'll be head-to-head straight out of the blocks. So that adds a little bit of strategy in there as well. Because you've got to be thinking, okay, do I just go balls out on this match or do I go for the sort of long game?
Wait a second. You're telling me that our left-hand match is leading to a secondary battleground match?
Yes.
Oh, that's a little spicy information. I didn't know about that. That's really exciting.
So that's what's going to happen. It's not just one round.
Well, that's not fair. I was hoping to absolutely kill us both in a nuclear blast in our match.
I'm hoping to kill you both as well. And I'm also hoping to kill the other two dudes on the opposite side.
Nice. Well, I'm excited. Are you announcing who the other two dudes are?
Yes.
Who is it?
Yeah, we are definitely gonna announce that. So I'm gonna do a show with them actually.
Really?
Soon. Yeah, now I think Meindert may know one of these guys. But I don't know. So I'm gonna do a show. I might even keep my powder dry for today. Let me think about that for a bit. Whether we should go live with it now. But I know who they are, and they know that they're in.
Oh,
cool.
man.
So that's set up. I'll give you a little clue.
Yep.
One of them's from Scotland.
Oh.
Okay.
One of them's from Scotland. Now, I know that Meindert might be thinking that that's Sean Patterson, and it is not Sean.
Is it someone that Meindert has arm wrestled before?
I'll tell you what, we'll talk about the Scotsman. Okay, we'll talk about one of these guys. So, have you met Kieran Morrison yet?
He's the British national champion.
Yes,
86,
right now,
85.
85 kilo, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Cool.
Now, the interesting thing is that you guys are going to be right and left arm in the battleground, okay?
Yes.
But you're going to pull different dudes on different arms. So you two will face off first on the left arm, your favorite arm, and you will face the other two dudes on your right arm. So in order to meet on the right arm, you'd have to beat your first round opponent.
I like it.
Cool. Love it. Love this idea. Yeah. Cool.
You're going to get a workout. Big time. Big time. That's going to be... Oh, we got another super chat. Roger Cangingham. Mate, thank you for your super chat. And he's put, Mr. Uncle John, will you grow another ponytail for this match?
Oh, man. I showed a video last night on the live of me winning the Canadian National Championships in 2016. Do you guys want to see it?
Yes, do this.
All right. Yeah. You have to turn me into, maybe I can share my screen.
Do it.
All right, let me just look it up here real quick. So this was 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, 2016. And this was me at what I would say is very close to the heaviest I ever was.
So we're talking what, 300 pounds here-ish?
310, 320.
Holy
310, 320. And I had this was my first thing that I came back to after I fractured my elbow at the 2015 WAL
I didn't know you'd done that, mate.
Yeah, 2015 in Vegas. I was there.
Your right elbow.
Yeah, my left elbow. The tendon ripped off a piece of bone right in the bottom, and it put me down for like a year.
Okay.
And then, you just got to make me host. It says the host has disabled participant screen sharing. So click on go to my picture, click on the 3 buttons, and then there should be an option that says make host. Those 3 little dots there on the top right of my picture.
Bonk. And that is the word noise.
All right. Here we go. Can you see that?
Yep, we got it. Let's have a look here.
So this is me. This is me. Okay, hold on. Let me.
My God! You're like the dude from...
Okay, all right. So this is the finals. I was
awesome.
I have obviously a ponytail. Again, 310, 320 pounds. This is Vitaly Degtyarenko, big, huge monster guy. He was fairly new at this point in time, but just strong as all get out. And so, yeah, this is like almost 7 years ago at this point in time.
Oh, amazing. You're like the dude from Cobra Kai.
Yeah, right.
Just come back in Series 4. Bit of a... mate, that's an awesome
Stingray.
That's absolute quality.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm loving that, mate. Slick.
So there you go. That was Uncle John in his ultimate fatty form.
How long did it take you to grow the ponytail, dude?
I hadn't cut my hair in a good like 3 years or so.
Wow.
On that one.
I think I just had a message from James. I may even send him the link, you know.
Well, tell him if he likes the way I look when I'm fat, I'm not going back. I'm not gaining weight for arm.
Yeah, he may actually say we need that for continuity purposes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Uncle John's mustache has just flown in with a super chat.
Oh yeah.
Can I speak for John and not suggest a ponytail?
No point. You don't want
ponytail. Doesn't want to team it up.
Yeah.
I have not cut my hair since before the last Arm Wars, so I am considering bringing some kind of modern hairstyling to the show. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see.
Yeah, you may come with something special.
Maybe. I have a haircut scheduled for like 2 weeks. So
well, you know what? It's interesting. You should see. It segues in wonderfully. Anybody would think we'd talk this through, and we really haven't. But Meinderd's brother Hendrik is, I think, universally renowned as having the finest hair in arm wrestling history.
Yeah. He wears the crown.
I think it is official that. I think if you look it up, if you go over to the Arm Wrestling Archive, I think you'll actually see that, and I think it will say the best hair.
Got the trophy.
Yeah,
that's Hendrik.
Yeah. The dude doesn't know what a beard hair day is.
No, doesn't exist in his life. He's just topped out.
Yeah,
it's always perfect. I mean, you could have been out on the lash. It didn't matter what you'd done. Next morning he'd show up, and then we had some. There was some times. Day 2 he'd show up mint. Not a friggin' not a hair out of place. Yeah. That's how he rolls. I haven't seen Hendrik in a lot. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's doing fine. The arm wrestling is laying low for a while, but for the rest, he's doing pretty good.
The general, what a guy! Yeah, absolute leg end. He really was. Just one moment, guys. I'm going to try and send over, just on the off chance that he wants to come on. I might try and send the link over to Jason.
Yeah,
and see if we can get him on.
Jason's great.
Yep.
Much better. Jason is not a wanker.
I'll tell you what though. A lad can direct though, can't he?
Oh yeah.
Good Lord.
Man, those are good. I love that match. The Elf versus Urban. That was so good.
That was awesome. Yes.
Oh my word. I'll tell you what. I wanted to touch on that actually tonight because a lot of people won't click that match or won't go over and watch it just because they think to themselves, these aren't famous guys. These aren't guys that are big names. These aren't guys I've known. So I'm on the phone the other day to Devon, right? And he asked me about it, and I said, "Have you seen that match yet?" And he says, "Oh, I saw the match when it was on." I said, "No, you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Just get over and check that match, right?" And I will try and find his response because Devon often will just send you a note back without writing it. He'll send you a message back by video. All right. So let's have a look if I can find it. Here we go. Let's have a look. See if this will play. But this was his response. If I can get it to come up. And for those of you who haven't been over yet and haven't seen, haven't seen the new Arm Wars channel, or you were thinking, yeah, I saw these matches when they were on, you have no clue. Yeah. They are total different gravy.
Dude, I was there, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
I was right there looking at it, and it's
yeah, this was something completely else. I know both of the guys, and when I watched this match, I was sitting with goosebumps all over because it's more than arm wrestling. It's the story behind the arm wrestler, and that was that what makes it beautiful. I know Ted, I know his story, and I was sitting with goosebumps when he almost got the wet eyes, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, it all came out there for Ted, didn't it? But there's so much more that you don't see there, what's going on behind the scenes and sort of in Ted's world. But the amount that it meant to him, the fact that he was invested to the level he was is so evident, and you've got such contrasting characters. It's incredible. In Urban, you got this extraordinarily confident young man. He's on the rise. He's in that environment where he feels like he's completely untouchable and he can't be beaten. And he brought that confidence. I absolutely love him. Urban's great. And he came in with that confidence. He came in with that invincibility around him. Very, he actually comes across in some ways not as humble as he is in real life. He's got massive confidence at the table, but he comes in there very humble, very appreciative of the opportunity, but he wants to prove it bad. You know what I mean? He's really, he's not come to play games. He doesn't mean it in a bad way, but he's there to do the job. He's there to put you to sleep. So he's come to absolutely decimate Ted. He's done it before, and he wants to do it again and just absolutely put his signature on that match. Oh, my God. I thought if there's a problem for Ted here, it's going to be his confidence, the mental side of things. He was unsure of himself. And the match was the opening match of Reality Check, the first one on stage. And it went off. It lit up like Blackpool. So kind of set the tone for the whole thing. I mean, I remember the end of the first day of Reality Check. Number one, it had been an absolute disaster in many ways. From a production perspective, I've never seen as many problems. It was back to back to back. We had the stage was put in a place where it wasn't supposed to be. We were, what would you say, 60 yards from the dance stage, and they were playing unbelievably loud commercial music like Beyonce knows and friggin' Disney songs, all sorts of stuff, which was, it prevented us from going live pretty much completely. I got copyright strike after copyright strike, so we had to shut the damn thing down. James was trying to get his head round how the hell he could edit that out of the cuts, which was an enormous problem from start to finish. I mean, what he's done with them, bearing in mind that James was working blind, he was working on a concept that I'd sold him in. So basically I was saying, look, this is what I want to try and do, which is remarkable, really. I was thinking about that the other day. The fact that he's got to sort of piece that jigsaw together. You know, we'd spoken about it in detail, but I said little things that I wanted to achieve and how I wanted it to be presented. And he's come up with something which is exceptional and put his own signature on there, which shows the talent of the guy. But the interesting thing is that James was sort of wasn't happy at all. He was like, well, I won't release it. No, we can't release that. It's not good enough. Now, if you've not seen it, guys, for anybody in the chat or anybody watching this after the fact, if you've not seen it, get over to the No Armwars channel, check out that match, Ted Wilson and Urban Armstrong. And I'll tell you what, I can honestly say that in 35 years of my involvement in this sport, I have never seen anything produced to that standard.
Yeah,
ever.
It's a new thing altogether.
Yeah.
Completely
it's
different.
top notch.
Now, he didn't want that to go out. And he's absolutely convinced that Iron House will be so much better because that's the reason we're taking this thing behind closed doors. Yeah. It's the reason why we're not doing it public, because you can't stop the people in the crowd from filming the matches, putting them out there. It would kill the promotion. Mm-hmm. It will kill Arm Wars. You know, if Arm Wars is to go forward, we can't have that. You know, we got to have the thing controlled, because the essence of it is what we're trying to do here with the films. So a lot of people, I was speaking to one of the guys that's coming over for Iron House is America's Dallas Langston. Very excited to have Dallas over. His first round match is Frode Hoagland.
Oh, that's a christening by fire in the Arm Wars.
Yeah.
Woof.
So he's coming over. He pulls that four-way. That right-handed four-way, we got Frode Hoagland pulling Dallas Langston. Okay. Then we got Bogdan Stoiker pulling Jordan Davis.
Oh, wow.
That's the four-way.
That's terrible.
So absolute brutal four-way. That's in the light heavyweight division.
Mhm.
God only knows how that goes. I really don't know how that goes. You know, we hear a lot of. I was saying this the other day to Ryan Bowen when he was on the show. He was talking a lot about the opportunity now for Lachlan Adair, and saying, look, you know, the Australia's signature arm wrestler. I'd say there's 3 guys really that have sort of got that status from Australia. One of them's Ryan himself. The second one is Lachlan Adair. The third is Jordan Davis. So the trio that went to, there's Lottie. And to be honest, of the 3, I want to say that Jordan was potentially the most impressive in that first outing in terms of where he went to in the event. So I think that's going to be really interesting. And we know he's bigger. He's losing weight to get to the weight class. So if you look at that, I mean, look at that one, Florida and Dallas Langston, immoral match. It's going to be an absolute screamer. So God only knows how that goes down. And for those people who didn't know anything about Bogdan Stoica, before he pulled Froda, I remember coming on the shows, we were doing the fix and people saying, oh, Froda's going to kill him. You know, it's not even close. But they didn't know Bogdan Stoica, you know. Now, this is kind of interesting here. And I wanted to sort of pick this up. Do you feel like you're the favorite here, John, or do you feel like you're the underdog? Because you're as humble as it gets in many ways in that respect.
So my perspective would be that I may get the most votes, but only because more people know me. I'm more notable. I have a YouTube channel, you know, that type of thing. But I don't take for granted, you know, Meindert in any way, shape, or form. Meindert has a mountain of experience, you know, at Arm Wars. This is Arm Wars number 2 for me. This is what for Meindert, probably like 20, something like that. So Meindert has a massive amount of experience with pulling at these large events, traveling to get to these events, and really focusing in on that one guy. And you know, he's proven that he can do it, whether he wins or loses. Meindert is still there, right? You know how some guys, they're one way when they win and they're one way when they lose. Meindert's the same guy, right? He's going to be screaming in your face round 6, no matter if he lost the previous 5 or if he won the previous 5. So I have a great respect for Meindert, for his ability. Because, well, here's the other thing we got to talk about. When you first start watching Meindert matches, like I did, I was like, okay, this guy is like, you know, inside quick tricep press. He's really got that good move. That's what he does. But then you keep watching Meindert, and then you're like, what the hell? He's good in a press. He's good outside. He's good inside. You know, he does a lot of things really, really well. And the way I've been looking at it is, you know, this match is kind of like, you know, in a movie where you got like a car chase, and inevitably one car ends up at one end of an alley and the other car is at the other end of the alley, right? And they're revving their engines at each other. Now, I know Meindert's got a big goddamn car down there, and I know it's going to hurt. And so you have to think, what kind of person am I? Am I the type of person that's going to back up, get out of that alley? Am I the type of person that's going to speed down the alley, but then take a quick left before the crash? That would probably be good for Meindert. But unfortunately, Neil knows that I'm not either of those people. I'm pedal to the metal. All I'm going to do is get the biggest car I can, and we're going to crash in the middle of that alley. And I hope people are ready to see the wreckage. That is how I am approaching this. I can't do much on the table right now. Let's build something invincible that I can throw at Meindert over and over and over again. I know where I'm strong. I know that Meindert is strong in a lot of places. So, you know, I have lots of plans, lots of ideas, but the number one is to meet him in the middle. Meet him in the middle, bone to bone.
It's funny. We just had a super chat from Swedish Arm Wrestling TV, Krigger Wickeland.
Yeah.
Krigger is another guy that's been on the Arm Wars Super Series, definitely been on cards that Meindert was on at the same time. Krigger, thanks for your super chat. He's put Arm Wars for life. This match with these two gentlemen is going to be a spectacle for sure. Rip and tear until your arms are done. Now, Meindert, you've been in these wars, you've been in the screaming tear-ups, and it's fair to say that you were sort of bred a little bit that way. because of the amount and the number of Arm Wars matches you did. Do you still have that in your arsenal, or have you transitioned a bit across to the more standard tournament format kind of?
Oh no! I love the Arm Wars format too much to let it go. Okay, I didn't do super matches for a while, but I still train that way because I know someday I made a promise a couple of years ago at the Arm Wars Super Series that someday I will be the Arm Wars champion.
Yes, you did.
So I just love the format. So I love to train that way because it doesn't only affect my strength, but it also builds my endurance. And I know every Arm Wars is different and new, but a part of the focus is the same. And now for John, I know John is strong. I know he's fast. And he did a pretty good analogy with the alley and the two cars, because that's what it's going to be. I know I'm going in full frontal, gas, pedal to the metal, coming in hard. And I really hope that John backs up his words, doesn't steer away, doesn't back up, but gonna crash in the middle. And we will see who will stand. And I like John, and I like John as a person. I like John as an arm wrestler. But on the table, fuck that. I don't want to be friends. I don't need to have friends. On the table, there's only one way, and that's pulling hard, pulling fast, pulling 6 rounds.
If anybody ever wanted a reason to understand why I want to arm wrestle Meindert, that's why. Because Meindert doesn't give a shit, right? We know I can talk to Meindert. I know, we can have conversations, but we have a certain type of mindset that will allow us to give everyone who watches this match something that you will not get anywhere else. And that is real emotion. That is real intensity. You can't look. Arm Wars is back. We need to find out who certain people are. Who is Mr. Intensity in Arm Wars? I'm telling you this right now. I want that title real bad, right? So there's more than just a win and a loss on the line here. We are building, the future for Arm Wars and our places in this new thing. And I want people, whether I win or lose, I want people a year from now to be like, do you guys remember that one time when Uncle John fought Meindert and then the world blew up? That's what I want them to say. Do you remember that? Because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to show people that arm wrestling is the most exciting sport on the planet. And when you got two guys who are not afraid to just go to the very fringes, the fringes of what is even, like, people are going to watch us and they're going to be like, oh, I'm afraid to watch these guys. I don't know what they're going to do. Like, that's what it is in my mind. That's the way I'm training. That's the way I think about the match. When I think about the match at night and Meindert is keeping me up, that's what I think about. I think about how it's just going to be, I want to meet in the middle. I want us to both look at each other in the face and just explode.
Bring it.
Now, the fact that you guys are arriving on Thursday, and you probably won't pull till sort of Saturday, maybe Sunday, but I think it's Saturday you're scheduled for at the moment. But do you guys have a sort of mindset coming in terms of how you're going to be with each other? Because I know in the past, and Maynard said it there, the sort of friendly approach doesn't work for him too well. Is that just when you step to the table, or is there going to be some intimidation going on when you're in the house? Because this is very different. You're just rocking up at a tournament. This environment that you're going into is not going to be that, okay, it's tournament day, we all come, we weigh in, we turn up at the venue, but we stand at that side of the room and we have a drink at the bar, speak to people, whatever it may be, and then we go, we get out, we get ready. No. You're in a house 24/7 all that time. There's nowhere to run. You can't lock yourself up and keep yourself away. You're going to be around each other Also, you're going to be required to do stuff to camera with the other person there. They'll know what you said. They know how's that going to work for you guys? Are you comfortable with that? Or are you feeling like this is going to be a little weird?
Well, I think it doesn't matter if you're in a house or in a tournament format. Trash talk is going to be inevitable. It's something. It's part of it, and I think I can do pretty much the switch that nice besides the table, a freaking war machine at the table. That's because I can be most of the time. I'm really relaxed, not too much funnel around it, But the moment I hear you calling out my name, something inside explodes, and it's like, bam! It's on. It's clobbering time. And of course, we're gonna do in the house. You can be best friends. That's stupid. But in the back of your head, after it, we're gonna take a beer or 2 or 10 or 20. Mm-hmm. But at the moment, like I said, clobbering time, going hard.
Now it's interesting. We got a couple of legends of the sport, very famous, very popular arm wrestlers in the chat now as well. We've got Alan the Hitman Ford of Canada in the chat. Fabulous top roller, super quick, lethal on his day. Even more lethal, Cobra Rhodes.
Cobra.
True original top rolling legend. And you've been working very closely with Cobra.
Yeah.
You do work very closely with Cobra. We saw you referenced that, the exploding hand technique in your first Arm Wars match. Rhodes is in the chat right now. Now, you're putting a guy in Meindert who loves that closed, tight, inside technical style, loves to get the match, wants it to happen in a phone box, wants to fight you really tight.
Mm-hmm.
How much of the ethos of what you've learned from Cobra, what you've spoken about with Cobra, do you think you can exact on this guy? Where are his weaknesses and where are your strengths, John, coming into this match?
Well, so here's my philosophy, and I think it's even more true for a guy like Meindert. And if I was going to break down, if I was going to just tell someone what my style is going to have to be, is punishment, right? I know that Meindert has a lot of really good moves, a lot of really strong lanes. So I'm very willing to take a loss early if that means I can punish Meindert physically, mentally, whatever that is. If Meindert takes a win on me, the issue is going to be that I just need to punish him for that, and that punishment will add up. And that unwillingness to be a reasonable arm wrestler across the table, I will be unreasonable. I'm fine with being uncomfortable, right? I think Meindert is fine being uncomfortable too, but I will make him as uncomfortable as I possibly can. I will suffer in order to make Meindert suffer. That is, and then it's really going to be a question of whose car breaks down first, right? So that first clash. Maybe Meindert cracks my radiator, but don't think I'm leaving without his bumper. And by the time we get to round 4, round 5, those cars, I'm banking on the idea that I'm going to be able to cause more damage. There's going to be more breakdown there. And as we go along in this match, you're going to see more Cobra come out of me. I've always, before I knew Cobra, I had really adopted a lot of the things that he does, with his hand. I mean, nobody can touch his hands, right? They're legendary. But I plan to use all of that, the ferocity, the anger. It's just like, Meindert says, once I get called on there, I don't care what happens. Like to Meindert, I'm a mean man. I'm a bad guy. I don't care. And that's the number one thing that I'll be pushing forward with.
Same soup warmed over to you, Meindert. Obviously, have you had an opportunity to watch much of what Uncle John does, his style, how he arm wrestles? And if so, can you see a clear path to victory here for you?
Well, I've seen some footage, not everything. And I worked a little bit on a game plan, but that's just for the first round. I know my strength, I know my weaknesses, but for the most, I know where I'm strong. I know that I can get against any puller in that position. Doesn't matter if they're faster than me, it doesn't matter if they're stronger than me. I can get in my comfortable position. And that's where we collide, because it's 6 rounds. It's not just one. And maybe if John can pin me, and that's a small if, he's gonna be happy. And that's working on my plan B, plan C, plan D, because I'm ready. I'm ready in every angle, in every way. So maybe he's getting a little bit euphoric after round 1, round 2, if, and like I said, a small if he pins me. But then there are 4 rounds over left, and there's gonna be 4 rounds of a lot of trouble, because I know what I can do, and John doesn't. He only sees some old footage. I think I saw some more recent footage of him, so I think I can do my homework a little bit better. But
I was
we
hoping
will see.
I was hoping you were going to tell me if your style has changed greatly from your last Arm Wars matches, since the last super match footage of you is pretty old at this point in time. You think your style is reminiscent?
I can do. I still can do the shoulder roll, because, but that's an extra.
Yeah, you would say that's not your bread and butter anymore at this point.
Yeah, it's not allowed like now, and just like we talked about before, my left hand is so much stronger than my right. It's not even comparable. So I'm feeling so confident that this is a left hand match, and I really love it that you prefer the left hand as well. So we can go all the way. And like I said, I know where I'm strong, and I know that I can get in that position.
Very interesting. Now,
I like it.
Here's one question for you, Meindert. Obviously, does it give you much more confidence that you're familiar with and used to and not opposed to pulling without your hand and wrist? So let's say that John utilizes everything that he has in his natural arsenal. The man has a huge hand, big hand, obviously was used to pulling men around that 300-pound class and didn't feel uncomfortable with the supers, did you, John? That was something you were happy doing. But now he's reduced in weight. One of the biggest benefits that Cobra had was that massive hand. The ability, I mean, you know, he always said, my hand is the strap. You can't get away. Yeah. And I remember once when I was a young man coming up through the sport, and obviously I was always a huge fan of Andrew and how he pulled and was trying to emulate that. Andrew was at the top of the sport when I was coming into my own, and always was really helpful with me. I watched his style, tried to emulate it a great deal, but I didn't have the natural weaponry that he had. And I remember one of the early years I was messing around with him. We were over in the US. Referee was Joel Blick. We're in Idaho. We were just mucking about, and I said, and Joel said, "You want me to give you a start?" And this is just a practice table pull, but he says, yeah, just come over and just ref for us. So Cobra says, okay, yeah, let's have a pull. So we get over and I'm setting up and I'm watching what he's doing and trying to figure it out. And he takes his grip. And you know, when you know before the match that, yeah, this guy's hand has got me, he's dominated me. So where I was going to go originally, I did not want to chase him. So many people tried to chase Cobra, tried to run after him. So I stayed up top and I started to try and follow him and emulate him in that direction. Okay, Joel Blick, I hear him go, okay, ready? And I go, whoa, what the? And he looks at me and he says, what's up, Neil? And I looked down, I went, nothing. There was nothing wrong, not a fucking thing. The wrists were arrows straight, his hand was perfect, wasn't climbing up my thumb, nothing. And I remember distinctly thinking, oh, shit. This is not good, you know? And that was just that amazing, all-encompassing hand. You had to get to the strap. And I felt like, oh, if I can get arm on arm, I've got something here. But good luck. At that time, that was the thing. So the benefit, if you've got the Jerry Cadorette around you, you can do that and you don't care. You can pull without your hand. It is a huge benefit because you take that hand and wrist to Frode Haugland and he does not care.
Mm-hmm.
If you take the hand and wrist of Maynard Nentjes, do you care?
He doesn't care. I know a lot of guys can take my hand and wrist, especially the ones with a long leverage, but sometimes, well, most of the times, I'm more comfortable in that position. Hurt and pain, that's for after the match. During, I know my side pressure. I know my side pressure is strong. I don't need my hand or wrist for that. So I can go through. I don't care. I don't care if it hurts. I can go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds without hand or wrist. So he doesn't care.
If we get in that position, for everybody at home, if you see me and Meindert in that position where I got his wrist cracked and he's just barreling in with that shoulder, hold on to your goddamn seats because we're about to go for a big time ride.
And that's one of the most exciting things about this whole scenario, because I know that you mean every word you just said, John.
Yeah,
I really do. And I also know that Meindert is as good as his word there because I've seen him do it 30 times.
Yeah.
In 20 countries. So it is on. It is on.
Look, I've seen so many matches of Meindert just do stupid stuff that if I tried with my arm, I would just wrap it. My arm would just fall apart. It would just be done and gone. Right. So, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for the awkward positions. I'm ready to get where I'm comfortable and all of a sudden say, oh, why is this man strong here? No one else is strong here. Meindert is strong here. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm training for. And I'm training to basically say, well, here we go, buddy. Who's gonna die first?
Yeah.
Who's gonna make it to the finish line?
So we had a couple of super chats. Dave with the Dutch flag, no message, just the Dutch flag. Dave supporting the thing. We also have another great dude who will be on Arm Wars in 2022, and that is Geordie Chocolate Thunder Williams. Geordie, welcome to the show, mate. Hope you're enjoying the show, and good to see you in the chat. Thanks for your super chat. He's put, I predict all matches will be in the straps. What do you guys think?
I think out of my 12 matches at Arm Wars Reality Check, I think maybe only one of them didn't go to straps. So it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Meindert, you seem to be comfortable, just as comfortable in as out. Is that accurate?
Yeah. The strap, it can give you some advantages, but I don't care if it's in or out.
Yeah. As long as...
Sorry, go, John.
If we could just not have Paul Maiden as the referee.
Well, you never know. It could be Mick Holland. You don't know who you're going to get there. You don't know who you're going to get. But interestingly, what I was going to say is we've also got European champion Sandra Seris of Latvia in the chat. Now, Sandris is going to be there.
Yeah.
He's actually going to be he's pulling there. Now, interestingly, we saw Sandris sort of feed some rope to his opponent when he pulled with Diesel Lee Weber. One of the things I really loved about Sandris, that, a man with such ability, such well-roundedness, and he wanted to just hang it all out there. Do you see an opportunity for you guys to do that here? Because why I asked that question, is there more pressure on both of you two because of the fact that this is a film? Because you're going to get that short film made of this. So it's not kind of, people will say, oh, well, you're only as good as your last match. And arm wrestling's got a short memory and all those things, but not in Arm Wars. Because this thing will sit there. It will document. It shows your journey. Is it a journey? Is it about the match? What does this mean to you? We'll go with John first.
I think that... what's the best way to say it? I was performing a long time before I knew what arm wrestling was. And I'm a very serious competitor. I am not, there's no way I travel to England to lose, right? But I also know that as a representative athlete at Arm Wars is different. This is what I'm trying to tell people. Arm Wars is not your ordinary league. Arm Wars gives you what you really want. You might deny that that's what you want, but at the end of the day, I want to watch absolute pandemonium, craziness on the table. I want to see an actual just something that I won't forget, something that people won't forget. And it's very important for me to make sure nobody forgets, right? That's why I've said this before, like whether I win or lose, if I lose, I will be on my shield with a sword in my hand. And that is the end of it. And I want every single person who watches that to know that I'm going to give you even more intensity on match 6 than I did in match 1. It only goes up. Like, I don't train to just do a match, do a couple matches, get a comfortable lead, and then just ride the rest of the super match out. I will give it all, the whole thing, right? I'm not training 3, 4, 5 hours a day to just come in and do a job. I am here to make something, like you said, that will last forever. I want people years from now, you know, regardless of if I'm long gone in the sport or if whatever happens, I'm like, but remember that one match. That's what I want to do. I want to create moments, great moments. Like, you know, in pro wrestling, they talk about a WrestleMania moment. Arm Wars is my WrestleMania, right? I want to be the guy that's on the Arm Wars promo, right? I know I'm going to have my own match, but I want them to use me to advertise. I want to show people that I'm the guy. Whether I'm winning or losing, I am Mr. Intensity, and there's not going to be a question about it. I don't want to be close with another guy. I want to blow guys. That's why, did I sit down between my matches at Arm Wars Reality Check? Did you see me sit in that chair for 1 second in those 12 matches? Absolutely not. I will go over to my opponent and I will point in his face and I'm going to say, you are a pussy for sitting down. Get back to this table. That's it. And that's what I want people to see. I don't know if that answered your question, but that's the feeling that was erupted from me.
Yeah.
So, Meindert, same thing, mate. I mean, obviously, this is documenting things. It, as John said, it is different. It is completely unique in many ways, because you've seen what happens. You guys will be narrating your own arm wrestling match. You're going to be interviewed before. You're going to be interviewed after. We'll see what happens during. So all of this thing is there. You're going to have to break it down. You'll have the opportunity to do that probably more than anybody's ever had in this sport before. So this will be a reference point. It will be something that you can, it's a tremendous opportunity for you to build your legacy. Have that constant point of reference, that legend match.
Well, those words you just said, that's what it's all about. Because, of course, it brings a lot of pressure because it's not just a match. It's not just another main draw tournament. It's traveling to another country. And like you said, everything you say is going to be documented. And we're going to be filmed the days before. And at the moment you stepping on the table, can you back your shit up? Because everything you said the Tuesdays prior, can you back it up? So I believe it brings more pressure, but it's also a really, really good opportunity to enjoy that moment that you're there, that you're building someone for further generations to see. And if you can keep that in mind, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. You have to give it all on the table. Make the most of it, because we're getting to another country for doing what we love. Nothing can get better than that. So, and if I can keep that in mind, if we can keep that in mind, everything else doesn't matter what people say. Yeah, but you lost 6-0 and you're a screw up. Oh yeah, but I gave it my all on the table. And next year, and in 10 years, and in 20 years, I can still show it to everybody. That's who I am.
That's why I like Meindert.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Because there's kind of a different feel around this match, and there's kind of a different feel around this whole event. Back in the day, and I'll tell you where I'm going to go with this. We've got a new sponsor as well for the Supernatural Strength channel. Very exciting new sponsor. That, you know, when I was very serious about if we take any sponsors for Supernatural Strength, I want them to be someone that is really enhancing or linked to arm wrestling, and no one better than this. And I know you know about a lot about this, John, because I think they're involved with you as well. The armwrestlingforums.com. Now, I think they're involved with Uncle John's channel as well.
Look at that. Arm Wrestling Forums. There's the logo right there.
So, and you'll see it on the thumbnail for this show and on things going forward on Supernatural Strength. But back in the good old days of the forum with the Northeast board, not involved with any of the main social media stuff, none of your Facebook, Reddit, anything like that. This was where just hardcore fans of the sport of arm wrestling would go on and talk about anything and everything. And it's coming back. It's coming back with a vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're talking about people will be going on there. The kind of people will be going on this are people that eat Western Survivor beef jerky, which, as everybody knows, is the greatest beef jerky in the history of Earth. That's actually a little advantage you can get. Forget the pancakes, rubbish. Get some of this down your neck before you get over to Arm Wars Iron House, and it will put hair in places that it shouldn't be. Western Survivor beef jerky. But joking aside, I'm interested to see how much talk, how much chatter gets out there, and I'm really interested to see whether the social media thing weights things in favor of John because you're well known in that capacity, or whether we've got some of that hardcore aspect that comes back in and goes on to things like armwrestlingforums.com and talks about Maynard Nentjes past, present, and future. Because even in the chat now, we got some of the guys from Germany, France, Holland who do know this guy well. And there's a real weight of contingent coming in here now, starting to show their love and support for the thing. This is going to be another one that probably divides the clans a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that's good. I love it. I mean, it was the same thing with Bradford and I, right? There was a bit of a split going on there. Of course, you know, it doesn't help when I say that I'm going to have relations with the Queen and it was
a Dutch royal family.
Well, that's true too. I mean, I've got a really busy schedule with Liz, but we'll see what we can do.
We can work something out.
Yeah, we can make something happen.
Now that you're on the Secret Service.
Yeah. Yes. No, I think that's great. I want it. I welcome it. I really had a good time with a lot of the UK guys, you know, just, you know, taking what do you call it? Taking the piss out of each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I had a really good time with all that. And I think at the end of it, I think people understood what was going on with a lot of those shenanigans and how we were kind of building things up. And this match to me is different than that previous match. You know, I was really trying to use a lot of tactics in that previous match from, you know, like pro wrestling style stuff. This is going to be different. This is going to be a lot more real. This is going to be a lot more visceral, and likely for us, painful the next day. But hey, more enjoyment for the fans at home.
Yeah.
Are you favorite, Maynard?
I hope so, but I don't know. I can say I'm the favorite. I'm better. I'm stronger, but I have to back it up. I know, just like I said before, I know where I'm strong. I know that I am strong, and I think maybe in some ways I'm in some angles I'm stronger than John, but I have to get there. So we will see.
I think that Meindert should be the favorite, honestly. If you know arm wrestling and you know Meinderd's pedigree of where he's been and what he's done, it's more than me. It's way more than me. So I have to do everything I possibly can to be at the right weight, be as strong as possible, and have a very, very good trip over, fix some of the issues that I had with travel in that last event, and really come in ready to go. Because I'm not like, I don't think for 1 second that I can just coast on into Arm Wars, right? I know from everything I've seen from Meindert, everything I know about the way Neil Pickup picks matches, right? Neil Pickup doesn't pick bum matches. That it's an expectation to go hard and go as far as possible. So I have no. I'm not looking past Meindert. I'm only looking directly into his soul, and that will not stop until the end of Arm Wars Iron House.
Yes.
Have you trained differently after your first experience of Arm Wars, John?
Yeah. So, well, I had that surgery. I did nothing for 4 weeks. And then right away when I started, I had a lot of time to think about what I wanted to do, what I wanted to change. And obviously, number one was I wanted to get my body in as good as condition as a whole body as possible. So I've been doing a lot of full body work, but I've also been cutting at the same time. So things are getting tighter. I will be the leanest I've ever been in my life for this match, but not in a depleted way, in a very, strong, focused, ready type of way. I forgot where I was going with all of that.
No, you've been working hard with Mazel Jador. I need to speak to Mazel myself, because what he's done with you is remarkable. You've got in fantastic condition. But have you kept the power? Have you kept the top end?
So there was certainly a dip after the surgery. I had to rebuild a few things, but that break was also nice because I got rid of a lot of pain that had been, some major issues in my arms that had been bugging me for a while. And it turns out if you just don't do anything for 4 weeks, you lose some stuff, but stuff heals also. So I was lucky in that. And so at this point, I'm back to where the heading very, very close to the strongest, the best I've ever been, whether I was 320 pounds or like I am now, 200 pounds. So we're there. I will not walk away from the match any way it goes saying, oh, I wish I would have trained more. Like at this point, I'm training as much as my body can handle while hitting the weight number, while, putting in, the Latvian program, plus my side workouts that I'm doing. It's significantly more than I've done in the past.
And Maynard, what can people that are familiar with you, people that maybe haven't seen you pull in a couple of years, but that know your past, know your pedigree from the Arm Wars archive, what are we going to see different? Is there a lot more coming? Is it more power? Is it more speed? What are we going to get? What's different? What dimensions have you bolted on and added?
Well, it's definitely more power. I took a step back and to look at the whole chain. So from fingers to shoulder and back, and I checked it all, and every weak link I trained more. And sometimes I was training with weights like my whole body was yelling, dude, is this all you can do? Like 10, maybe 15 kilos maximum before in certain angles. And I was like, yeah, this is the most I can do. But I trained hard. I trained harder. And I believe there are very few flaws left. And now it's just it's now an overall more stronger Meindert. And now it's just building extra endurance and speed for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's coming quick.
Yeah.
It is coming quick. It's right around the corner. And in this last sort of couple of weeks, do you continue to train quite heavily, guys, or have you pretty much backed it off and you're on the sort of deplete now? Are you sort of cutting that back a little bit?
I will do like 2 more table sessions with some guys from my team, and then just some light accessory work.
Mm-hmm.
That's
what about
it.
you, John?
Yeah, I had a table time last night. I'll do another table time on Tuesday of next week, and that'll probably be my last time on the table. And then I will continue on in the gym up until the week before. And then we'll bring that down, and I'll do much of the same. I focus at the end on making sure that my hand is not going to get tired, no matter how long the matches are, no matter how many matches we need to have, how many restarts. My hand is not going to give up. It's not going to stop. I can't. That's my number one goal, is to just make sure that at match 6, it's fine, no problem. I'm ready for match 6 the same I'm ready for match 1.
Absolutely tremendous. Ladies and gents, we're going to let these guys get on with their day in a moment. But just before we do, here's a little interesting stat. We put a poll up, and just straight away, who you got? Meindert, 52%. John, 48%.
Pretty close.
Really
very close.
In the minds of the people. And I said that this one might be a little divisive in that respect. 64 votes on there. Super, super tight. And it's finished, 51-48 is how people see it. I wonder when that's going to change. I wonder whether that's influenced by John's first outing, because it's going to be very different this time round. John obviously came in there last time, didn't know what the hell he was getting into. I feel like you'll be a lot more relaxed this time. I feel like you know what to expect a bit more, John.
Yeah, I'm very excited to do Arm Wars without, this is my first Arm Wars, the Arnold Classic, meeting, you and everybody else for the first time. That's, it's, I don't want to say the result would have changed if all of that was different, but it certainly has an effect, right? On your anxiety, on your psyche, all that stuff, just traveling to England. Because I was dumb enough to come into London and then try to take a train up to Manchester. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to take these trains. And so that it was a lot, right? And now I've eliminated a lot of that. A lot of that extra stuff that was, depleting my overall energy is going to be gone. I think not being at the Arnold, although we lose that atmosphere, which is, might be okay. I think that will help too, because, I wanted to experience that too. So day 1, you arm wrestle and then you go walk around for 5 hours, right? Not something that, I'd probably do again. I'm going to go sleep and prepare and make sure I'm ready. So I'm glad that we're pulling lefty, right away. We'll get in on that Saturday. We'll hang and bang. We'll get it done. There's not much more I can say other than you guys, the 190 of you guys that are watching, this is the match, right? This is the one that now you're like, oh, yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. People are starting to talk about it a little bit. This is the one that you're going to show your other friends. And you're going to be like, do you believe this exists? It does exist.
Yeah.
And it's Uncle John and Meindert. And we're coming to your house. We're smashing through your TV screen. And there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And you're going to be in the house where there's so many rock solid matches going on. We've spoken about a few of them. We had another one of the guys who's going to be involved. Mindaugas Seris was in the chat a moment ago. One of the world's best top rollers. Brutal top roller. Absolute menace. And he is going to be facing Tom Holland. The match we should have seen. Yeah. We should have seen at Arm Wars Reality Check. Meindert, obviously, literally, as he was setting off on his journey, got COVID. Couldn't attend. Well, it's on. Both arms. And in these circumstances, it's going to be super intense. Those guys will go right arm and left arm. We've already spoken about one of the battlegrounds. We've got another incredible battleground on the opposite side of that. Some of these guys you may not know. I don't know whether John will be aware of some of them, but obviously, Patrick Berg of Sweden.
Wow.
He's involved. And his first round match will be against Rolly Ray.
Yeah.
Ray Lipinge. What a match that one is. Now then, if you want somebody who's lacking in fundamentals, what about Adrian Popescu? Now, for those people who are joined up, Adrian Popescu is a frigging beast. Absolute beast. Looks like he was crafted by God to arm wrestle. Doesn't have an ass. Everything's upper body. It's just all upper body. Huge middleweight, absolutely massive hands, big forearms. He had an incredible outing at Reality Check.
Yeah, really good.
And he's going to be going against Tobias Trolls Pedersen of Denmark, who, if you are not familiar with that dude, get ready for Explosivity 101. That's an intense mother fluffer right there.
Yeah.
So that's the other four-way that we've got going on in the house. It is solid as a rock. And that whole event is going to be going on inside one weekend. Stupidly action-packed. And all you guys going to the matches but living in the same house.
Mm-hmm.
Ill. Absolutely ill. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. So very, very different look on this whole thing. And I'm really interested. I mean, what do you guys think about the fact that you'll be the sort of guinea pigs of this whole format? I mean, this is Arm Wars Iron House. Let me tell you now. People think that's the name of it. This is Arm Wars Iron House First Cut. That's the name of the event. Because this is the very first cut of Arm Wars Iron House. Never been done before. We will see. Confined environment.
It's gonna get, let me tell you, it really does get interesting, you know, and once we see that house and we see the setup, we see how it is, it does change things, you know, even if you're not in the same room with your opponent, you are with these guys, and everybody, you can feel it as the day gets closer. Everybody starts, the anxiety creeps up, the adrenaline starts to go. You can smell it. It's an interesting smell. Let me tell you what. But you're exactly right, Neil. This is going to be significantly different. This is going to be something else, and I'm thrilled to be the guinea pig, because I don't look at it as if I'm the guinea pig. I am the line, right? If you want to come to Arm Wars, this is the line. You must be this crazy. You must be this intense. You must die this many times. This is what you have to do at the very bare minimum. And then, you know, people know what the standard is. They'll know what to expect when they're coming to play real games like this.
I think this is going to be a very strange experience for the arm wrestling fans as well. Because ordinarily, they're looking for that immediate payout. Oh, this is taking place. This match is taking place. The guys are going in the house and this is what's going to happen. No. We're not telling you. You don't know. When the film comes out, I mean, it's like you guys are like sworn to secrecy. We don't want you to tell your wife what happened. The more benefit you get from this thing, it's like the Ultimate Fighter. I remember going over to Vegas. This is straight up. Friends with Michael Bisping. So go over to Vegas and I see Mike at the event and I go over and, Michael, how did it go? The Ultimate Fighter. And he couldn't speak about it. He signed the NDA and he's went, all right. You know, he's like, it's all right, but can't tell you. But the thing is, it's kind of the same thing. We don't want you guys to tell anyone the results of the matches. We'll be doing lives from the house. The only thing we won't be talking about is the matches, the results. What happened? We don't want anybody who's on that card to say a goddamn thing. Greater benefit for you guys when your film comes out, nobody knows.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
You'll have done it. You'll have done everything. You'll have put the whole thing down. It'll all be all the interviews will be there. Your pre's, your posts, all done. JCJ Wank will have done it. Sat you down, giving you the grilling. But that's how it's going to be. When the film comes out, it will tell the story, and people won't know the results. So suddenly that excitement goes up. Get your trailers ready. Awesome. It will screen soon. You know?
Love it.
That's what it's going to be. You'll know what happened. I'll know what happened. Jason will know what happened. Other people won't. And the more we can keep it like that, the better. The better. So we got a couple of super chats out. One of them is from James Statham. And he's put, if you're in any doubt, guys, visual proof that the sun shone out of Maynard's ass because it's backlit beyond. He's quite a funny guy, that fella. Don't know why I don't deal with him. Oh, if you want an Uncle John fan, here's one for you. Carolyn Looms in with a super chat. Carolyn, she don't play games. Mr. Nentjes, where are you ranked in your country, sir? This is great. What about this for respect? Where are you ranked in your country, sir? And by the way, did you know that Uncle John is the king of Newfoundland?
Yeah, that's a very big title over here. Yeah. Very big thing.
There you go. So, yeah, he's keeping tight-lipped on that. But where are you from in Holland, mate?
With the left hand, I'm the overall number 1. And with the right hand, I'm the overall number 2.
What about that, Carolyn?
Yeah.
What's the population there in Holland?
7.
Yeah. Minus 4.
And they're all drunk.
Yeah.
Because of him.
Yeah.
Because of him. No, the other thing about, just joking aside, the other thing that a lot of people may not know about Meindert, though, is the fact that this is a very, very traveled individual. I mean, I would go to events in Europe and it was like he lived in every country. You'd show up, him and Hendrik would be there. They were everywhere and anywhere. Like it's just the Armwrestling side of things. Very few events you didn't do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, Frode Haugland and the Nentjes boys were always going to be the first name because brought the pain. Absolutely brought the pain. And that's why I'm excited to put you two together, because I know how invested and how much you mean it, John.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're bringing and what your aspirations are. And you're looking in the mirror.
I love it.
And that's what's exciting about this.
Yeah. Cool.
Cannot wait. Absolutely cannot wait. And I think the pair of you will leave this match with some dueling scars to boast.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. For everybody in the chat, anybody who stuck with us, thank you very much for taking the time and checking out the show. Hope you enjoyed meeting these two guys. John, Maynard's going on your show soon, yeah?
Yeah, I'll be talking to Meindert here in the next couple of days. Maybe we'll figure out something for next week. And what I want to do is I want to bring Meindert on and I want to watch some of the old matches and look at somebody like maybe Meindert's greatest hits. There's a couple matches that are just awesome to watch. So maybe we'll do some of that. Well, I'm very cordial. Bring my opponent in, give him, build him up a little bit.
Or it sounds like already a bestseller. Meindert's greatest hits.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you're not already subscribed to Uncle John's channel, please get yourself over there. Uncle John Arm Wrestling, get over it, get yourself subbed, and you can see that show, many other great things going on over on that channel as well. And if you want to know more about Uncle John, get to know this guy. We will introduce you to Uncle John more and more. You're going to see him in action, I believe. I need to check it out with James, actually, but Jason, actually. But he will be, I believe, next week's show.
Yeah.
This week, I think we're going to see the match between Tom Holland. Is it in the entire battleground, though? It could. I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I'm not entirely sure. But I think probably the first round of the battleground is definitely going out this weekend. Might be the whole battleground. Then I think next Friday is going to be yourself and I want to say Jason Hill. So hold that thought, guys. Keep checking it out. Get over to the new Arm Wars channel. Get subbed there. Man, you haven't got a YouTube channel, have you, mate? But I know you're on Instagram.
I'm not on YouTube. I'm on Insta, and that's it.
All that could change. We'll see how this goes down.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gents, thank you very much for taking the time out, for coming on the show and checking it out. Remember, armwrestlingforums.com. Go over, check that out. Great place to get involved and talk more about the sport of arm wrestling with people who are world-class arm wrestlers. Some of the best guys in the sport are already on there. and you'll see them. You'll be able to talk to them on there, ask them a lot of information, really it's like the good old days when we were on the Northeast board on there. A lot of chat going on, so get over there. They're supporting our channel now. Remember, Western Survivor. Get over and support Western Survivor, the greatest beef jerky you will ever taste in your life. I kid you not. And if you are visiting us for the first time here on Supernatural Strength, please like, share, and subscribe. We will be back with The Fix later this week, Sunday night. We're back normal times with The Fix crew. You never know. Uncle John might pop on there as well. Sometimes does. So until that time, ladies and gents, we'll see you again. Biggity, biggity, bong. There we go. We're free and we're clear.